What is going on? Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest live show. What's going on, Manny?
What's up, Brian? I miss you, bro. I feel
I
like
know Manny just said he's like, are you mad at me? Are you mad? And I was like, no, I
like
am.
I feel like I haven't talked to you or seen you in like
I
forever,
am.
man.
We are in a good hailstorm that isn't a hailstorm.
Yeah. I feel
So
like the whole country has like hailstorms all over the
I
place.
know I've got I've got like 7 guys that I've wanted to get on the show, and I've reached out to them every week, and they're like, "There's no way, man. There's no way. Like, we're just so busy." And I was like, I get it. I'm busy too. So,
Yeah. I had a
but
guy from Texas too, and then he was just like, "Man, I work late and I'm here at this place by myself just doing hell."
yeah, it's been busy, dude. Busy, a lot of moving parts, new people, so it's been good. It's what do I call it? I work better under complete chaos. I'm like optimized. But
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot. I'm learning higher, but fire fast. You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
somebody's not going to work, you just on to the next one. So
Yeah.
it's been pretty cool.
It's funny because I get clients just like, oh yeah, let me know when you're not busy. I'm like, no, I'm like, we either get you on the schedule or we don't get you on the schedule because
Yes.
like if you wait for me, like it's not gonna happen. Like you were saying, if one doesn't come through, just like on to the next one
Yeah. I mean,
fast.
it's even like work, like if somebody doesn't show up for their appointment, thank God, because we've got enough sitting there. You know what I mean? It isn't like we don't have something to do. I mean, I just had a customer today reach out earlier. They're from out of town. They damaged their rental car, and he's like, "Can you get me in?" I'm like, "All right, I think I could fit you in like last minute at like 1 o'clock tomorrow, but I need to know ASAP." Okay, I'll get
Hmm.
back to you.
Hmm.
8:50 tonight. He's texting me, says, "We're good for one." I'm like, It's gone." Like, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but so it is what it is, man. It's hail's killing it all over the place. I mean, it's
all over the
crazy.
place.
It's
Did you?
crazy.
Did you?
Josh is like, man, he posted something last night. I had to call him. I was like, "You okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I just everybody's calling me because his town got hit where he was because he's from Colorado,
Oh,
and
that's right.
everybody's
Yeah.
calling me, come on back." And he's like, "No way. No, no, I'm not coming back." So
Did you
he's been
see
doing
that?
great. Josh has been a great transition.
Did you see that the news that there was like a concert or something and it been held there and a lot of people got hurt?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy weather.
Yeah,
You know what we're having a lot of problems here with is tree sap.
really.
Bro, horrible. Like, people bringing cars in and they're just like a sheet. And I
Hmm.
don't know if it's because of temperature. I mean, it was 61 degrees here today. It should
Wow.
be like 80s, 90s.
Wow. Gone Platinum Paintless Dent Repair. He says we have about 500 cars hail damage here in Dallas. Wow, that's crazy. And it keeps going. Like it doesn't stop.
It
Like
just
Texas,
keeps happening.
Texas been getting hit.
Yeah. You know who I'm really proud of? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really, really proud of the PDR Texas boys.
Um,
Jesse and
yeah, they're killing it, man.
you know what? They struggled with their shop in the beginning. They were just trying to get it up and running, and it didn't hail there, and they were struggling.
Hmm.
And now it's nice to sit back and watch like them in it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's super cool to reach out and see those guys really doing well. So,
yeah.
um,
I'm
what's new with
just
you?
not much, man. Nothing. Nothing crazy here. Just working away too. Even with the other tech that I have is just like, I have the next 2 days like packed with work for him, and all the appointments already that are lined up. Just good, man. Just grateful and thankful for all the work that comes in.
It's very weird, right? Things are just business is different. It's just straight up. I see the body shops getting back to pre-COVID times. Like, they're
Mm,
not as crazy busy.
mm,
Um, but I mean, it's business is just it's just different. It's different than it ever has. I said to my wife, I was like, we're just winging it. I don't know what's right, what's wrong. We're just gonna figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
you just gotta fly and do your best, man.
that's it.
Yeah.
Anything new on your world? You know, tool wise or
Uh, no, nothing crazy. There's a few things that I'm trying to get, like that new cold glue um, hammer. I mean, not hammer. I'm sorry.
slide hammer.
Slide hammer from 8-1 has my attention right now.
Yeah, Matt.
Um,
It looks like a pretty good unit. I
but
think the
so
weight's right.
I'm big on the fact that you could actually screw on the tips. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if this has happened to you or anyone else, but I've had twice happen to me where you're
Slid
just
off.
and it slips off the the thing.
So I've been a big cold glue user for a long time, and probably in the last 4 or 5 months, I had a whole nother set of like the Glexo hail tabs.
Mm,
And in the beginning, I always thought put as much glue on there as you can, but I've realized the thinnest amount of glue that you can put on that tab, the better it pulls.
yeah, yeah,
And it's taken me this long to realize that,
yeah.
because I always thought this is what it is. But Josh and I were doing an older like 2JZ Supra, and it was a brand new tab. He's like, damn, that thing's pulling hard. I'm like, yeah, it is. It was just a very thin layer of cold glue on there. And man, it pulled like a
Yeah.
freight train. So
But you have to also know how to how to get it hot, because if you're trying it cold, that thing's just not gonna
yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
But and it was funny because at the beginning I heard like Sergio's cold glue, like you don't heat it up, but then it was like, no, you do heat it up.
I
And
don't heat
so
it up.
in the beginning I had issues because it wouldn't stick and I wasn't heating it up, and then afterwards my tech started heating it up, and then it thing works. So I'm like, okay, what is it? Heat
I
it or
think you
not
heat
heat
the
it?
panel, don't heat the glue. Because the glue
Mm,
gets like weird. You know what I mean? It gets soft, too soft. But besides that, I mean, I saw there was a new Reaper tab out.
mm, yeah, yeah.
So there isn't a whole lot of them out there yet, but they'll be out. What else was there that was new out there?
How about for you? Like any new tools?
I haven't.
He's just been.
Not dent
I,
related.
I
Not
think
dent
right now
related.
we're in the season that we're just like working away, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
there's new tools out there, but it's just like you're just working and working with what you have.
There's
I
so
feel
much
like
other
you
stuff
have
that
those
I'm
seasons.
having to spend money on, budget wise, that I'm like, I can fix cars with what I have.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we got another plotter. So that was $8,300. Like,
I saw that.
so but I'll tell you, man, one of the best tools that I've gotten was that freaking Dr. Color chip, man. I am got really good at it. I
Really.
just love it. It's from when me and you sat in class and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be good for me, but this, you know why? Because it's an easy upsell, dude.
Mhm.
Like 50, 75, $100. In the beginning I had a bunch of people reach out about it because they have it and they're like, well, every time we put the touch up in there, it looks dull. Like it looks matte. Well, if you flash it with a heat gun, it makes it shiny.
Really.
It really, me and Josh have just killed it. Like just layering the paint, getting it up. Like all you see now, it isn't even a divot. It's literally just a little bit of a color difference if the color's not, there. I am really, really happy with it. So
Hmm. Interesting. It's funny because I was thinking about that today because I was talking to my neighbor earlier today, and trying to get some more space going, and then you just think away or like, oh, what if I get it, I could like sell other
and
stuff.
and not even
Because,
that, it's a good insurance policy if you need it,
hmm
right? Like if you get into a repair and it goes sideways a little bit and you need to touch it up, you have it. You know what I mean?
right,
Like you're like, okay, I can use this.
right,
I find myself offering more touch up now than I did before because I always hated the touch up. They would bring it from the dealer, it would be real thick, it would never look great. now it just turns out really good. So it's been a good venture, dude.
Awesome, man.
So
Well, I can't wait for you to teach the class.
hey, actually, Josh and I are starting when I'm going away next week. And Josh and I are going to start some little intro videos of different stuff that we're doing. That's, not just, hey, this is what glue pulling is. We're going to do some little short clips of stuff. So, but I think that's going to be one of them, like show the process of how we're doing and explain it. I think it'll do really well in like our industry.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But let's get our guest on. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, let's do it. And
I wish we could pull his van on because he's got it set up, man.
And for anybody watching, thanks for coming on and supporting the show and being here with us. If you guys have questions, feel free to just type it in the comments. But
and look at Josh. Look at Josh moving up from his RAV4 to a ProMaster. Congrats!
Wow,
Josh.
Look at that. Nice.
All been there.
So if you guys see on there, it says Manny and then HDR, that is Hector. And we got another special guest. It's Paul Dent Crafters.
Does he have any new tools? Because he's got every tool to man.
This guy, any new tool that comes out, he's on it, man.
He needs to go get something that's new that nobody has.
He literally just buys tools and sometimes he just puts them away and like forgets that he has new tools. But yeah, so we got Hector that's coming on, and then we have Paul.
You want to see a tool that he doesn't have?
Let's see.
You know what this is? This is my very first paintless dent repair tool.
I was just going to say, that looks old school, man. I know a few techs that have, those kind of rods with that handle like that. And I know those things are old school. Wow.
I found it. So it's been hiding. Jordan was like, oh my God, I've been wanting to bring that on. Let's get the boys on. Let's go.
All right, here we go. We're going to get, and he's excited because he actually did get some tools. He wants to show like some of his favorite tools. He's excited because he actually did get some tools. All right, so we got Mr. Hector here, HDR, and then we also have Paul. So we're gonna try to share this screen here. So, Paul, I think you're gonna have to close your. So you guys we're improvising here.
That would do it.
Can you guys hear?
Yeah.
All right. So
what's up, fellas?
We got Hector, HDR Dent Repair.
How you doing, guys?
And we got Paul.
How are you, Ryan?
Paul,
what's
Dent
going
Crafters.
on? So, and if you guys don't follow Hector, he's got one of the baddest van setups.
Yeah, he really does.
I'm telling you.
Thank you. Anytime I see it, I get in that thing. It's pretty neat. He's actually has everything well organized.
Organized. It's like what's going on, guys? This is Hector HDR. Nice to meeting you guys. Pretty much I have like a small body shop in my van.
Yeah.
That's what I carry right there in the van because I also do a lot of push to paint damages, which service a couple body shops. They especially in aluminum, they want me to do that. So yeah, that's what I do. So I carry a whole bunch of tools in that little van.
And Paul, I'm not. I don't think he's that organized, but he does have a lot of tools too.
He does.
I can find my tools.
You open up his truck and it's just like, Paul, like, show me this tool. He's like, all right, wait a minute, give me a few minutes, I'll look for it. And somehow,
he bought a whole bunch of like Dent Wizard stuff before, didn't you? Like old Dent Wizard stuff, Paul?
Yes, the tool you just showed to us, I got a brand new one.
See? Look at
that. Wow.
That was my first tool ever. That's what I learned on.
I bought a set from Jonathan Balden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
An older set from Dent Wizard. They keep it on his garage for maybe 20 years and they found it. And one day he asked me, hey, you want to buy all the set? Okay, send it to me.
Like no kidding. I think that Paul literally could open up a museum of like PDR tools. Right? I'm telling you, this guy has tools for days, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So what,
He has a
what
lot of
tools
tools.
did we bring on tonight? What do we bring?
Yeah, so they actually brought some of their favorite tools. Whose tools are those?
Those are mine.
Hector's?
Those are mine.
All right, Hector, you want to show us
Yeah,
some of your
well,
favorite tools?
last time I was watching a show, and I guess every technician shows their favorite tools, right?
Yeah.
Like 7 favorite tools. And for me, I'm an ultra person. I learned with Steve. He's the
All
one
you
who trained
Cali
me.
boys.
Yes, he was the one who trained me how to do dents, and I think I've been buying tools from him since he was building these tools in his garage back in
Really?
2001, 2002. Yeah, I used to go, get a couple seminars there too, like for Advantage PDR, and yeah, that's and most of my stuff that I have is from Ultra Dent Tools.
Okay.
That's the stuff I have. But I after me and they have the first meetup, I start buying more tools. Well, one of them is this one. I think everybody has this tool from Ultra.
Yeah, like a double bend.
Double bend. Yeah, the
24, I
red
think.
one. And then this is one of them. And the other one that I really like a lot is this one from Dent Slayer.
Dent Slayer, yeah.
Oh
Dent
yeah,
Slayer.
that's the long one.
This is oh my god, this is one of my pretty much favorite tool everyday use on quarter
Really?
panels, doors, name it, even fenders. Yeah, it's a pretty cool tool. This one is from a classic door from
Oh, yeah.
Steve too. Classic.
Oh yeah.
What that one is called?
It's just a 45
Hockey.
angle or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like the
pretty
old
cool.
hockey stick.
Yeah.
He just bring the same tools I just bring.
Oh yeah, favorite ones.
So they both brought
Yeah.
some of the same tools.
Yeah, it's the same one for the doors.
This is
and-
one of my
It's funny, man, but like if you're a technician and if you don't have like a double bend from Ultra,
Yes.
like I don't know, like I think it's like it's one of those tools that like everyone should have, or
And it's a pretty fairly cheap tool. You know what I mean?
It is,
That
yeah.
tool right there is so useful.
It
yeah,
is.
this one. Money
Oh,
maker.
the tip.
oh, I love
Yeah,
this tip
the
too.
plastic tips. I'm kind of scared when I'm using these tips because not only once but twice already they usually break
Yeah.
when
I
you
had the
push
same
too
problem.
hard. So I'm like I'm already messed up a couple cars pushing maybe too hard and they break.
Yeah.
So
It's
when
true.
I like Paul was saying telling me that he only used it for finishing.
Oh, really?
Like just to finish. But to push, I mean, I'm not really comfortable pushing with this tip.
I like this tip a lot for like body line dents. Like I feel that nipple like really gets into like
I
that.
like the
body line.
metal, the
Yeah.
metal R4. That one I've broken twice, and I was like,
But you're doing a straight push or you're twisting the tool?
straight push.
Yeah.
You could see where it kind of like broke the tip, and I still had part of the tip, and the screw-in shaft was sticking out of the tool. So
Had a really bad experience with pushing with this tip, so I don't really use it to push. I use the regular metal one, so the stainless steel with the red tip, or I put the the Gletzo glue thing.
Oh
on it.
yeah.
And I love that the red tip you had on your double bend, Hector. The
Ultra,
that
yes.
red ultra rubber
Yes.
tip, man, it'll last me like
It
6
lasts
months.
long time, and you can also use it to knock down
Yeah.
big crowns. It's beautiful.
I don't know
I
why
like it because it has
everyone
a little
loves that
nipple.
tip.
Yeah,
Has
I
a
like
little
that.
nipple on the end, and it works really good. But if you really have to hit it, it'll take the larger side. So I
Correct.
really like that little nipple that's so soft that you can just.
Especially when, for example, when you're doing like refinishing panels, they're already painted. That tip doesn't leave a lot of marks,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's really, really, really helpful when it comes to that part. But yeah, it's I love the tip. I
Yeah,
carry a lot
I
of
do
tips
too.
with this. The ones they built, I believe like last year, it was a blue tip. It didn't really work from Ultra.
Yeah.
And when you start pushing really hard with the tip, it didn't work. It just break. But the red one, money maker, like you
We
guys
buy
said.
them. I mean, I buy them 10 to 20 at a time and they last forever.
They
I mean,
last
it's-
forever. Yeah. Yes.
What else? You got?
Another one. This one too, from I believe it's from Dent Slayer for doors.
Oh, this is
The one that you-
from A1,
No,
right?
that's-
Yeah, A1.
That's-
Yeah.
That's the Zan tool.
Yeah.
It's just love this tool. It's
Yeah.
perfect
That
to
is
switch.
That's
It
a
is a
tool
good
that he whips Manny's butt at the dental office.
You know what? I actually don't have that tool, and I actually
It's money.
would
It's
wanna get it.
for body lines, for name it. It's just I work a lot on Fords, aluminum panels, and
Yeah.
most of my accounts that I service, like let's say dealerships, it's for Honda, Toyota, and Hyundai. So a lot of body lines, and this one is perfect for those kind of
Yeah.
cars.
And I like it on body lines really good because it doesn't prick it. You know what I mean? You know, you get in there sometimes on a body line, you start to prick it, it'll model it a little bit, model the paint. That does
Yeah.
a really good job because it's
Beautiful. Yeah, that one.
What else you got?
And this one for fenders. This is my Anaconda
okay.
for fenders. I work on a lot of fenders. I do a lot of damages on fenders and stuff. And this is the one I use, and it's been with me for a while already.
You know what?
Yeah.
I went from a dent dial for fenders to the Jaybird.
Oh, okay.
Let me
Oh, the
tell you.
Jaybird.
I
If
heard
you don't
that
have
it's
the
pretty good.
Jaybird,
I heard
hustle
it's-
guys. I mean, it literally takes no pressure to push a fender anymore. I mean, it's just amazing. So Jaybird for fenders is the bomb.
Try it. Try that.
You
That's
got
gonna be
one.
on next list. Pásamelas.
That's the one you bought for Pablo on MTE.
Oh yeah.
That's the one he uses for.
Oh, and for the
fenders.
competition, I have it. I do have it.
You got to try it. Bedsides, it works really, really good in the top hole of a bedside.
Yes.
You know, when you pull the top cap off, you get so much leverage. And then I use it a lot underneath. We do a lot of trucks underneath the taillight. So that little piece of metal in between the taillight and the bumper that's always gets hit. I mean, it is just
Yeah. I
it's
think
definitely a good
I
spot.
think I did use it a couple times that the tool but you know, when it comes to hand, you know, helpful, I use it, but
Yeah.
mostly it's the Anaconda. And this one from Stanliner is one of my everyday used to fancy tools, I guess.
Penguin? Is that what that one is? Or
I don't know what this is
Yes,
called.
the
but
Penguin.
yeah, it's a great
Yes,
tool.
it's a
I don't
Yeah,
remember the name of it.
but it's pretty cool.
It's a great tool. Yeah.
Especially like like I said, I do a lot of trucks like Ford. This one comes handy because of the structure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. And my favorite tips. I mean, this is a custom made. A friend I have, Raul from Premier Dent Repair, he actually handmade these tips.
Really?
I mean, he only I think did like maybe copy of 2, but he has a same set because we used to work together a lot. He moved to Indiana already. He used to live here in Riverside, but yeah, he made this tip for me for the Anaconda or for any tool. Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can tell the finish it's handmade.
That's
Handmade
cool.
tips. And this punch, favor.
See, you guys I bought one, and I swear every time it divots the paint, man.
No.
This
It's my
Hold on.
I bought it.
favorite.
I
Okay.
bought it just because Manny was like, "You gotta get
I
one. You
don't
gotta
have
get
one in
one."
my pocket, but
I was
really,
carrying
do.
in my pocket. This
Listen,
punch.
I just can't do it.
Right,
I'm
I'm
mailing it back to
seriously-
you with the pink glue. You can have that shit back.
I'm serious. This is like one of the best
Yes.
knockdowns ever. Like
Ryan,
one of
I
the
have
best knockdowns.
all the
man. I
knockdowns
have like
for-
4 of these.
every company. And one day I came with Manny, and Manny was knocking down with this. Let me try your knockdown. I was using it. Oh, doesn't make marks. Oh,
I don't, you know, for me it's not even like, well, yeah, the fact that it doesn't make marks, but it's solid, like it's strong. Like you know who put me up to that tool? Steve Brown.
Yeah, I
Dent,
know it's one of
Dent
Steve's,
Mechanics. We were
His is like getting smaller because he like files it and stuff. You know what I mean? He keeps
we were at Ultra
maintaining it.
one day, and I was looking for a tap down. He was just like, "Manny, just this is the tap down you need."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
ever since, thanks to C Brown,
This is another
another tap down tip.
VIP.
VIP, correct. VIP.
Nice.
I think this is the Black Mamba or something.
Yeah, Mamba
Yeah.
set. Yes.
I like this one a lot.
Yes.
All right.
And,
then what else?
and my favorite hammer would be for blending. Would be this one.
Who makes that?
That was
This one. Let me tell you the history on this one. On the competition from Vegas, Pablo and I guess Paul. You guys bought an extra hammer, or where you bought this one? Actually, this is one I gave from Paul. He could tell you what's going on.
5 hammers like this.
So one of the things about Paul is that he's an awesome guy, and anytime he like buys tools and he feels like you need to have that tool, he'll buy like 2 or 3, and he'll make sure that you also get one. So
That's a Dent Technologies hammer, isn't it?
Yes, Dent Technology. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Manny has
Got
the
it.
same one.
So you
Got
guys
it.
want to be friends with Paul because
You guys
Paul will
yeah.
get you some tools.
So Paul actually gave me this hammer like 2 years ago, and it's been one of my favorites blending hammer. This one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Shame you
Wait.
can't get them anymore.
Did you add this?
That's from Ultra. That's
Oh,
like for the
okay.
handles.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, just to extend it.
So
Yeah,
extend it,
just
and you can
extend
actually extend it more if you want to. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, put an extra handle.
Oh,
It'll
like
be
another
it'll be
oh,
longer.
oh, oh.
Yes, correct.
That's cool. Never
And
thought
it's
about
really
that.
light though. It's
Yeah.
Huh.
it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Manny has one brand new one.
Oh, actually, I do have this hammer that I don't use.
Try it. You should try it.
But it's because I don't have an extension. It seems like the extension is pretty cool.
That
You
used
can-
to have a ball at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could put a ball in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So Hector, let's get into your story a little bit. So tell us a little bit about how'd you learn about PDR? How'd you get started?
Okay. Well, I was after I graduated from high school, I decided to take some classes, body and refinishing classes, and also I was taking business administration.
Oh.
So by going to those classes on body shop and refinishing, I was working in a dealership full time. I was a car washer there.
Okay.
So the general manager found out that I was going to college and taking refinishing classes and bodywork classes. So he goes like, you know what? There's an open spot for to run the detail department. They didn't have a detail department back then in that dealership. Everything they were paying other companies to come and do the stuff. So he decided to open the detail department, and they put me on charge of the detail department. and
How old were you then?
I was 18 years old.
Wow.
18
Nice.
years old. 18 years old. So after that, I was running the detail department, and I remember it was one Christmas, and they had to do the decoration on the showroom floor and everything, help the ladies to carry the ladders and do the heavy stuff. So the general manager told me, you know what, help the lady who's gonna decorate the Christmas thing for the showroom for Christmas. I'm like, okay, I can help them. But it was I didn't know it was the GM wife.
Oh, geez.
So I started talking to her, like, hey, so what is your plans? I heard that you're going to college. You're young, keep doing what you're doing. I heard that you're a really good worker, this and that. So I'm like, yeah. But what you really want to do in life? I'm like, well, I don't know. It's just I'm gonna go to college, and I wanted to be an estimator from a body shop, an estimator. So
I mean, back then estimators did make good money,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and back then too, you have to have experience to get hired to be an estimator.
Yeah.
So you have to have like a really, really good background to back you up, especially if it was a school or if it was if the oldest you look an estimator, I think the best chances they have to be hired. That's what I see back then.
Yeah.
So I So I was talking to the lady, and she was like, "Well, you should keep going to school, and get educated, graduate, and go from there." And then I told her, you know what? But there's a guy who comes here in the dealership and fits dents. There was an American guy who used to go there and fits the dents for the dealership. And he used to do it up like way, way far away so nobody could see it. Back then, they will carry those easy ups, and they will cover the easy up, and they will put it inside the car so nobody could see what you were doing. The only thing you could hear was just the noise when you were knocking down, or the noise. And she was like, "Wow, interesting. Well, let me talk to my husband." I'm like, "Oh my God, who's your husband?" The GM. I remember his name was Wayne. Wayne. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So short story. 2 months after, they sent Steve to train me how to do dents, and that's where I got the training, and I started doing the cars for the dealership.
Wait, so where did you go training?
It was in Norco. It was a dealership.
Oh,
Norco Mitsubishi. And Steve, he was barely started doing his tools, and he was barely starting doing his own thing, But he was already, I guess, already pushing dents, chasing hell.
Okay.
Yeah,
And he's talking about Steve from Ultra.
Steve
from
from
Ultra.
Ultra, correct.
So wait, let me get this correct. So Steve from Ultra trained you
Mm-hmm.
when Steve was starting to make tools and
Manufacture his own tools in the
Because I
garage.
believe Steve was a Dent Wizard guy at one point, correct? He worked for Dent Wizard?
I never asked him when I met him. He was already doing his own thing. Like he was working for his like a self-employee and chasing hell. Yeah, that's what I know about him.
Is it true he was like he started making tools in his garage?
Yeah.
Is that where you went to train in his
That's
garage?
when I went to his garage for advanced classes and to try the tools that he was making. Yeah, so it's like always manufacturing new tools. And he was like, "Hey, try this one. This is gonna be a new model. Try to see how it works." So yeah, and it was pretty cool. Sharing ideas with him, and he's a pretty cool guy. You have an idea, he will okay. Most of my tools they're custom. They don't a lot of people don't have. It's made custom by him too. So yeah.
So cool. If you think I'm lucky because I live 45 minutes away from Ultra, this guy's like 15 minutes away from Ultra. So
yeah,
I'm 6 weeks out, so it takes 6 weeks to get anything from Ultra here. Yeah. That's what Josh was going to place an order. I'm like, well, it's 6 weeks out, so let's make it a good order.
So you went to training with Steve, and what happened after that?
After that, I was working for the dealership, servicing three dealerships that they have. It was a Mitsubishi store. Dynamic, it's a big company who's here in California. Took over, and because the owner sold the business, so the new business decided to hire outdoor vendors or company to do the whole thing. Dynamic is a company who was doing a package deal. They have everything on it. They have like detail, paint and removal, touch up, name it. They do everything in one spot.
Yeah.
So I was, oh my God, they told me like 2 months before they closed, they sold the dealership, to start looking for a new job. And I was like, no, I'm gonna wait till everything, like to the end, like a soldier to the end and see what happened. And yeah, the company, the new owner hired this company, and this company hired me. Nice. So I started doing. They told me what can you're gonna be working as a manager, because I was the manager in detail department. You're gonna be the manager, and I'm like, okay, but we're looking for dent guys too who know how to fit dents. I'm like, well, I think I know how to do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they sent this guy in charge of the PDR department. His name is Ron back then. He was like, okay, well, we're gonna send you this guy, and he's gonna see how good you are in the paintless and removal. Well, okay, because I learned with Mitsubishi. Everybody knows back then Mitsubishi, the Eclipses, the convertible. It was just pain. So yeah, they sent Ron. He was like, okay, do this Eclipse. I'm like, boom, I knock it down like less than 15 minutes. You're like, well, you're done. I'm like, yeah. God, you're ready. I don't have to teach you anything. Supposedly he was going to teach me. And at the end, after a while working with them for 2 years, I ended up teaching him how to do the dents.
Wow.
That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and after that, I just worked for that company for 2 years, and then I decided to go on my own. I decided to go
Nice.
on my own. I opened a new accounts. I they call me from a couple body shops here and there,
Nice.
and those accounts that I opened back then, I still keep them. I'm
Really?
still working for
Wow.
them, and it's been
That's
already
cool.
like 20 years already, and I'm
Wow.
still servicing the same accounts, same body shops, and retail. A lot of retail.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you like to do the most? Do you like to do dealers, body shops, or retail, or?
I think body shops. Right now, I'm enjoying it more because I'm doing like big damages, and sometimes they don't. A few of them they just wanted push to paint,
Yeah.
push to, especially like on aluminum panels.
Yeah.
And I'm just learning every day. You know, this is the thing you pretty much never stop learning.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like if you're mobile, like you have to be in relationship with body shops. Even if you
Correct.
do like wholesale accounts, like you have to have relationship with body shops. I think that they market for you. They
Yeah.
do a lot of the marketing for you.
They're advocates for you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because I've heard estimators be like, this is a better repair than we can do. Like it's better for the customer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But then you have
absolutely.
some body shops that don't believe in the paintless dent repair system. So, but body shops are the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you did wholesale and body shops, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
And you've always been in the same area where you're in.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. The areas that I service is pretty much the whole Inland Empire. The farthest I drive from my house is Hemet. I service a couple accounts over there and two body shops over there.
How far is that?
It's like an hour
Okay.
and 10 minutes too.
Okay.
It depends. It could be less if there was no traffic. But California, traffic. Even if you go to buy something, there's traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you ever thinking about opening up a retail facility, or are you just going to keep staying mobile with your?
I did open a detail facility. I used to have a body shop. I used to have,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we actually started doing details, and from there it was good money, and we ended up opening a body shop. But because of the COVID 19, everything went down. So I was just waiting for the lease to get over, and I was done with that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Hector's one of those guys that I can really see that he enjoys doing mobile. Do you think that's true? Like, do you
Yeah.
enjoy doing mobile?
Enjoy it. And I mean it. I'm this is the way I see it. I mean, you have to really love what you do for a living. If you don't like the job, it's. I mean, you could be working, but it's hours it would take longer than you expected, right? So when I'm doing PDR, it's just like I told my wife, you know what? I'm not gonna go to work. I'm gonna go have some fun, and that's what I do.
Mhm.
Fun, yeah,
And the customer can read that. You know what I
yeah.
mean? When you get there and you're like, they can tell right there. And I think your mindset is a big part of your repairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So how did you guys meet? Because you guys are like best friends, man.
Well, I met Paul and with Vince. He had a then meetup before he moved to Texas. That's where he moved, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
this was one of the dent meetups
before the MT, the
before,
first MT on Vegas.
right? But also, this was the last. This was the last meetup that Vince did at his shop before he left to
Yes,
Texas.
that was the last meetup. Yes, correct. Yeah,
Right?
right.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was. I think it was almost like a goodbye party for Vince.
I was.
So tell us the story. How did you guys meet at
I
Vince's
was.
shop?
I was working with Bings. Bings. One day, how I met Bings, I was going to buy the Duda, the Fender.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bings used to sell that
Australian tool.
tool. Correct. And I went to his shop and he sold me the tool, and I asked him, "Can I come to see how is your work? Because Bings, he's a great tech.
Yeah.
And I need some advanced training." And he said, "You're welcome to come anytime. I'm here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays if you want to come.
Mm.
Since that day, I started going for 3 years, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Wow.
Me and Vince became good friends, and on the Den meetup, Vince asked me if I can make the burgers, the cheeseburgers.
To help,
I
like,
thought he was a
barbecue.
chef. I thought he was a.
I
This
was
is a good
making the
story.
cheeseburgers, and Hector comes to me and he said, "Are you the burger guy or you're a Den guy?"
It was funny because Steve, I mean, he was, he's really busy, manufacturing tools and trouble. I don't his stuff. So he called me. He goes like, "Hector, are you gonna go with? You gonna go to this meetup?" I'm like, "What meetup?" I didn't know anything about meetup. I didn't know anything about Instagram. I was like underground then guy. I opened the Instagram because Manny helped me how to open it and meet up with Vince,
Yeah.
right? With Vince,
Yeah.
yes, that's where I opened my Instagram. So I'm like, "Oh no, but I mean, what you need?" Because I'm thankful for everything he did. He helped me with tools and sometimes the training, everything that he did for me. So he goes like, "No, it's gonna be a then meet up in it was in Anaheim, I believe. Anaheim. Can you do me a favor? If you go, can you take some tools?" I'm like, yeah, just take some tools. And I went to his shop a day before, pick up the tools, and the next day I went to the meetup. And it was fun because it was a new experience for me.
Yeah.
And to meet new technicians and actually to see new tools. Because I was like I said, it was like I was like underground then guy and just work with what I have, right? Pretty much. And I started following all these guys on Instagram. I started following all these new companies so where I could buy tools, and I started buying new tools. I started educating myself too with the new tools and go from there. Yeah, that's the way I met Paul there and Manny too.
Yeah, it's and that's the cool thing about these meetups, and if you're a new tech and you hear about a dent meetup, like it's nearby you, just go.
Yeah,
You got to show up, because you're going to be able to not just network and connect with other guys, but it opens up doors to learn about tools, about marketing, about customers, just business, just anything.
Refreshes,
So it's funny because I still remember that day. It was actually my first time meeting Hector too. Hector shows up and we start talking, and he's right. He was like, a technician that knows a lot, hard worker, but he wasn't in social media or anything like that. And so that day we're talking, and I'm like, "How come you don't have an Instagram? How come?" It's like, "Oh,
let me show you how a
and
lot
then,
of followers."
And then no, I didn't say that. And then it's funny because he was like, I was like, "Man, like you have to open up like a social media. You got to make it easier for clients to find you, And he was just like, "All right, I'll do it when I get home." I'm like, "You got your phone right now?" I'm like, "Let's do it right now." And then sure enough, I got his phone. We download the app, and we made his IG account.
Yeah, the Instagram.
You did the same thing with me.
And then I did the same thing with Paul one day when he showed up to the shop to visit. Yeah. So Paul, let's go into your story a little bit. So tell us how long you've been pushing dents for, and how did you learn about PDR? How did you get started?
In 2002.
Wow, that's over more than 20 years ago.
Yes. My uncle, he was he was a foreman manager on a Porsche dealership. He was giving all the work to the then guys, paint, wheels. He was the guy in charge. The then guy was his friend. My uncle one day came to me and said, "Hey, why you don't learn to do dents?" I was thinking that day is painting, and I said, "I don't like painting.
I don't want to get dirty."
And although I was working on a dealership, I was a sales porter. I was doing details too and cleaning the cars. And after maybe a month, my uncle told me that I saw a then guy at the dealership. working on a car. A few days later, I saw my uncle. I said, "Hey, I just saw a guy taking little dents from a car. That's what I tell you. You want to learn? I can find someone to teach you." Oh, okay. He talked with his friend, and I started. I start going on the mornings. Every day from Monday to Friday, going with him, and afternoons going to make some money to pay bills.
Oh, so you started training with the guy who was working the dealership.
No.
So who did you go training with?
My uncle used to work on Porsche, and this was on a Cadillac dealership.
Okay.
It was two different
okay.
guys.
Oh, okay.
My uncle talked with his friend, and he said, "Okay, no problem. I teach your nephew." And
what was his name?
Chris Firth.
Chris.
Chris Firth. I think a lot of them guys from East Coast is being trained by him for
Really?
a long time ago.
Because so, if you don't know this, but Hector, he's a fog guy, and Paul, he's actually a line board guy.
So Hector can actually fix dents.
I didn't say that. So yeah, so Paul is a line board guy.
Lines don't lie.
Oh, jeez.
So you learned to do dents with line board?
No, I learned with a bulb, the light bulb.
Yeah, so
I
kind of fog.
But
fog.
When I got trained, I was the last one he trained. He was doing, the guy who trained me, he was doing limousine glass, and he was making more money than doing dents. And my training wasn't very good, and that's why I went to dent trainer with Mike. I was watching his videos on YouTube.
Wow.
And I got the lines, watching him work with the lines. I get it. I get how it works working with the lines, how to read the lines.
Wow. So you self-taught yourself
how to read the lines.
Wow.
It's hard. It's hard going from fog to lines. Like with me having Josh trying to go, he's a line guy because he was trained by Mike, but I'm a fog guy and trying to convert, like look at his board and I'm like, I can't see a damn thing. I can't see anything. So, it's hard, but I think it's easier to go from lines to fog. I feel like he's picking up fog pretty quick. So I don't know.
Line is very easy to pick it up.
And it looks like, I don't know.
So you started watching Dent Trainer and literally just started training yourself how to use lines.
Correct.
Wow. How long did it take you to transition from where you started learning lines and you were like, okay, I don't need my fog anymore?
Couple months.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
Yep. On a couple months, I was using the lines, and
it's something, if you ever, by the way, hope that everyone's going to MT in Vegas and you'll get to see these two up there, Hector and Paul. But one of the things that you'll know about them whenever you get to meet them is that they're so passionate about paintless dent repair. These guys are like,
I've met Paul, but I haven't met Hector. But I can tell by his van.
These guys are just die-hard fans of paintless dent repair. Because both of them, you guys been pushing for over 20 years.
Yep.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
So you learned paintless dent repair, Paul. You learned the lines, and what happened then?
I was doing the lines, and when I met Vince is when watching Vince working on the cars, I put my business on another level.
Oh wow! So how did you learn? How did you meet Vince?
Because I just said I met Vince because I was looking for the Duda.
Duda too.
Oh, I see.
And he was the one who was selling, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
He was selling the Duda, and I went and I met him, and I asked him if I can go and watch him work. And he said, "There's no problem. You can come anytime. I'm here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You're welcome to come." And he opened. I always want to say Vince D'Alessandro opened his shop to to me,
Yeah.
So
I'm
you can
very-
actually learn how to do that.
So one of the things is that Paul is very, grateful of Vince because what he's saying is that he basically opened up his shop for him to come in and just learn.
very thankful. I'm very thankful to him. Man. Great guy. He teaches me.
I think
a
he's
lot of
watching.
things.
You want to tell him
He
something?
is.
Yeah, he's watching. I think. Yeah, you say
Yeah.
what's up,
¿Qué
guys?
onda, Vicente?
Vince is a really good, cool guy. I met him too
Yeah.
a couple of times already. Yeah, really nice guy. Really nice guy.
Because he's originally from Chicago, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now he's a Texan.
yeah, right. So you were going to learn from Vince. You say you did that for how long?
For 3 years.
Wow.
I knew how to do dents, but bigger stuff, I was a little lost, and he showed me a lot of things
Mm,
and I learned a lot from him.
nice.
He's top-notch tech.
So he's basically like Papa for you.
Yes.
Papa Vince.
That's funny.
That's cool. So Paul, so you basically do like just wholesale accounts, right?
Wholesale and customers too.
Mm.
Okay.
But most of my accounts are wholesale.
Okay.
So how did your passion about like tools started? Because if there's anyone that I know that has any tool out there, it's you. How did this journey about collecting tools started for you?
It was funny because I thought I used to buy all my tools from Dent Gear.
Okay.
Worst thing here.
Dent Gear. I thought that was the only tool manufacturer around the world.
Wow, really?
Yes, and next I met a guy. He told me there's another tool company. It's Ultra. It's funny because I was going to Ultra maybe once a month to buy tools, and I didn't know Ultra was like half a block from Dent Gear.
Correct. Yeah.
Half a block. Every day, every time I was going, I was passing Ultra and next Dent Gear.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they used to manufacture pretty cool tools. I
Yep.
mean, I had a
thank you.
few,
They used to
and
have
I got
a
one.
few tools.
I like it from.
oh yeah,
This is a note from Dent Gear.
Thank you.
then gear.
Yeah.
But you're sharp in the end, right?
No,
No, it was
that
like
was.
that.
Oops.
Yeah, they had some good stuff.
Yeah,
Sal
actually,
did good.
actually, my one of my flat bars it's from Dent Gear.
Thank you.
Yeah, I used to buy stuff from Dent Gear too when I started.
And next I found out Ultra, and next I found out A1, then Craft. I start buying tools from every company I know.
Who do you think has the best tools from all these companies?
Cool. Every company has something.
Yeah.
They do. I do feel like a lot of the Ultra tools, the quality is
Yes.
over the top. I do give them that. You know, the physical metal quality, the finish
The
of them.
handles.
They do a nice job.
Yes.
They Ultra has very good, and also I can go over there and do my custom tools.
Custom tools, correct.
Like this one is something I showed Manny one day, and he said,
That's a pretty strong tool.
"I
That's
need
what
something
is
like
that what I have, Manny?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's this tool is pretty cool for motorcycles too.
That tool
tanks.
is
Yes.
dangerous. I mean, I used it on a bedside because Manny was like, "This, you're going to use this more than just motorcycles." And
Yeah.
Mhm.
let me tell you,
It actually comes on the motorcycle set.
yeah,
the motorcycle set is
A little bit thinner, yes, but it's the same.
This
same.
this is one of the ones I make it cook because Steve makes like 4 foot, 4 or 5 foot, and I make it cook this because I like the thickness of this one.
Did it shorter.
Yeah.
The power on this thing is
power.
crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. So Paul likes to, most of his Ultra tools now, they're basically custom made because he likes the thick ones. And then he just, he gets them to bend them and make them in different sizing.
I think what Paul has, sorry to interrupt you. I think what Paul has is it's the he doesn't want the tool to bend
Yeah.
when he's pushing,
Have
because
that
he
flex.
thinks that if it bends, it's losing power.
Mhm.
That's what in theory, he's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
In theory, yeah. But some techs like I like a little bit too bend. I don't know why.
Yeah,
It has to bend a little bit.
yeah.
A little bit of
That-
flex.
Yeah,
But I
little
like
flex.
what Paul said, that like, there's not just one favorite tool company. They all
They'll have their own
They'll
thing.
have some.
Yeah.
they
I do
all-
feel like A1's really stepped their game up the last few years, like quality
Mhm.
of their stuff. Because I have some older A1 stuff and it was okay, but now their stuff is really like they're machining and they're making it most of the stuff in house. So it's pretty cool to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Paul, so you basically, once you learned that there was more tool companies, you just went wild and buying tools from everyone and anyone.
Crazy.
How much tools do you think you have?
How many or how much on tools?
Invest-
How many tools do you think you
How
have?
tools you
Like,
have? Oh, yes, a lot.
1,000, maybe more.
yeah.
1,000
So
tools.
Paul, if you look at his truck, his daily truck, there's a lot of tools
No,
in
but
there.
that's nothing.
And that's what I was just going to say.
That's
Is
just
nothing.
He just had to be a little bit more organized. I tell him that every time. I don't know. I worked with him a couple times, and I'm like, Paul, I don't
I
understand
think-
how you.
I think if I buy a band like him, it's gonna look like the handsome band.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think you would still even keep a lot of tools
At
out that
home.
you wouldn't carry
Yes.
with you.
Thing is, I have a ton of different bends on the tools, a ton of different bends on my tools, and that helped me a lot. Some of the cars I don't, on Porsches, on all those cars I don't drill,
Yeah.
and all those bends and all those tools help me out a lot.
Mm. Is there any tools that you don't have that you say like, oh, I can't wait to maybe
Those
one-
tips, he doesn't have those tips.
I don't have those.
He doesn't have the shut ups.
I was thinking those.
He doesn't have the shut ups. Look at him.
No, I asked Manny if I can borrow from him to
He has.
try.
You have two.
No, he has a Daniels, right?
Yeah, I don't have
The whale
sharp
hooks.
ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, the braces I work on a lot, like on Porsches, Bentleys, Audis.
Jonathan, he even bought a set from my dad, little. Yeah, he did. Los tres amigos together.
Yeah, so I think Paul is literally one day he could open up a museum of PDR tools because this guy has them all.
What kind of glue do each one of you guys use?
I like
Don't say pink glue.
no.
He actually let me have two of his bags last week.
What is it called?
A perfect pool.
Perfect pool.
He used perfect pool.
Okay.
Here in California, that's the one I use too. Perfect pool, and great tap. That's the only two I use
Okay.
personally. But yeah, that's the one he used to. But he has favorite ones too. Pink one, I don't know.
No.
No.
Yeah, Paul uses a lot the perfect pool and what else?
From Daniel Groom, the
All glue.
the hot glue.
The hog glue. Yeah, the hog glue.
The orange one?
Yep.
The orange one. Okay. Right.
So, what is the future looks like for you guys? What you guys have done a lot. Like, what does the future look for you guys? Is there something that you're maybe getting a shop like?
Shop. That's why I'm buying a
next
lot
step.
of those. Yes.
Next step. Me personally, I'm gonna keep doing mobile stuff. These 2 past years been really crazy with body shops and stuff and retail, and I'm gonna keep doing the mobile. And yeah, who knows? I wanna get a shop, but I'm thinking of buying it building the shop the way I want it,
Yeah.
and have it the way I used to have it, one stop shop, which we're gonna do the ceramic detail like we were doing it, minor damages, bumper repair, paintless and repair, because I know how to paint. I'm painter certified. I'm certified AC certified body and painter, and I know how to do dents. I know how to fix windshield cracks, and most of the stuff I do too in dealership is crash remover. It's by color sand, polish it, and throw a little bit of touch up, and then color sand and polish it again. The process. So that's the only thing I don't know how to do is the interior repair. But most of the stuff, when it has to be with the car and mechanic course, I know how to do.
Do you have the Dr. Chip touch-up kit, or
No, everything.
what do you do for like touch-ups?
Touch-ups when the customer send me a picture of damage and it's gonna need paint, I always told the customer to send me the paint code. And because the partner we were working together, we opened the body shop. He still has the body shop, so I just call him and, you know what, meets me this paint for this car, and I pick it up, and that's the way I get the touch-up paint.
Now, are you guys waterborne paint there or solvent?
For touch-up, highly it's better to use solvent.
Yeah.
Because water based, it takes longer to dry, and it's a process. It's more hard to work with water based paint. Well, when it comes to touch up,
Yeah, 100%.
but when it comes to better match and everything to paint the panel, water based is the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chris is asking best knockdown right here, Chris.
Yep.
Right here.
It's always on my pocket.
I got like 4 of these things.
Cali thing. It must be different over there or something.
Yeah, it's solid.
It
It's
is.
strong, and no marks.
No
Yeah.
marks.
What tips do you guys have for any young techs that are watching?
What tips?
Like tips like growing.
Oh,
the
the people
business or-
they're learning, like
Yeah.
they want to go into business. Well, I will highly recommend to try to invest in themselves, buying the best tools, because there's a lot of tools up there in the market. For example, Amazon, or cheap tools, and now I believe
Harbor
Freight is coming out with the
selling,
glue system. I don't really recommend to buy cheap stuff. I mean, that's my opinion, right? And buy the good stuff. Invest in yourself, and educate yourself on always have the right and name brand tools.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I have people that come to me and ask me about like training and what tools to buy, and then later they send me a text of a picture of like a tool set from Amazon. And it's just like, no, like relax. Get the training first, figure it out if that's something that it works for you, and then move on to like buy tools. But you want to buy them from like the PDR tool company, not the Amazon stuff.
Right.
Back
then, I believe it was like 2004 to 2006. A lot of people want to get into this business, so they were buying the set. They were buying like a package deal, the training, and it comes with the set with tools. I believe it was then King, and but at the end, it didn't learn. They didn't learn how to push them, so they would sell the tools. They were selling in the internet or Facebook or whatever. And personally, I tried a couple of those tools from Denking. Never like them. Never like them.
Yeah.
They were used to bend more, flex more than you can flex a tool, and they were used to break, and yeah. But
so
that was back then.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a starting kit, right?
Yes. It was a starting kit.
So your advice would be like invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Buy the right.
Buy the right tool. Ask. Because if we don't, ask technicians. Don't be afraid to ask. I'm kind of person that I was a little bit shy to ask people. What do you think about this? And when I met these guys, Paul and Manny, I would ask, what do you guys think about the stem liner tools? No, try it. If you like them, buy them. If not, don't buy them. You never know. There's some technicians. They just like the old school stuff, and that's the way they work.
Yeah.
Paul, how about you? What would be your advice? 21.
They start learning by a light, by one rod, one knockdown, before they start buying a lot of tools.
Yeah.
And practice, because some people, they buy the whole set and everything, and they get frustrated, and they spend a lot of money and never do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get the body guys all the time that are like, what about this set? And I'm like, you know,
I
even
get
some
that
of the
a lot.
sets that are out there, even Dentcraft has like a tool set, and you're like, half that stuff you're never going to use. You're
The
going to
only
use
thing,
tools out of that kit. You know what I mean?
the only thing is one light, one hook, one rod, one knockdown, and your
Go to
hammer.
work.
Yep,
Go to practice.
correct. When they start doing pushing the dents, next step, maybe start buying different tools, but don't spend too much money.
If people want to reach you guys, how can they reach you guys? What is your Instagram or Facebook?
My Instagram is Paul Dent Crafters. My Facebook is Paul Lux.
Paul Lux. Yes.
This is from Chris. This is from Ultra, by the way, and it's like the bone color knockdown. It's really good. You'll love it.
They call it a peak, right? Is that a peak material?
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest, but I mean, it's the only one that they have of this color.
And they have it with magnet and without magnet. So it also depends how you want it. I like it with magnet. Because the way I could tell if it is, when they ask you, for example, in a body shop, it's aluminum or metal. Let me check. And I just, it's aluminum.
That's how I lost all my.
Hector, how can they find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram. I'm with HDR underscore then underscore guy, and then Facebook is by Hector Dent Removal.
Nice.
Hector Removal.
And you guys got to check out his van. I'm telling you, it's impressive.
Thank you.
It's impressive. I just watched this, the way you have everything laid out and organized. It's pretty cool.
It is. Are you guys going to MTE Vegas?
Of course, yes.
Of course, we're ready to go.
Love it. Is there any tools that you guys have that maybe you guys didn't show that you guys want to show before we?
My gloves. A lot of people make fun of me because I work with gloves.
Oh, you wear gloves.
I wear gloves.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know. I mean, I know that gloves help you and gloves are good, but I could just never get used to wearing gloves for some reason.
No, he got the cleanest hands I ever seen.
Hey, you know what though? That's smart. That is a smart man.
Yeah, he always make fun of me. Always. Wow, how can you work with gloves? I mean, and nowadays, if I don't have my gloves, I don't know. I feel weird working with without the gloves.
That's funny.
That's funny. Yeah, so if you guys are going to MT Vegas, make sure you guys say hello to these two. They're awesome guys. They're very humble, very down to earth. Any way possible they could help you, they will help you.
Get to know Paul because he's going to give you some tools.
Yeah, he will give you some tools. These are two dent guys that they have been pushing and working hard, and these are two guys that you don't hear about so much, but they're out there.
Yeah.
And this is what I love about the show, that we could bring out guys that a lot of people know about, and we could bring out guys that just started, and we could bring out you guys are out there working hard, and you guys are dedicated to the industry. You guys are always buying tools. If there's specials like Black Friday special, these are two guys that I know for sure they'll be on here, checking to see what kind of tools they get. I know that you guys are buying a lot of tools right now from Metal Medic, right?
Metal Medic, yeah. Beautiful tools. The tension.
It's funny. I posted something the other day
Tensions.
about his tension bar, and Hector
Bar.
was all over. It's just like, oh, you got to get this one. You got to get this one. It's like this one's working. You guys are using his glue too, right?
I bought his glue, but for some reason, it all depends on the weather too. Like I
Yeah.
said, California is it well, especially me that I'm doing mobile stuff. It didn't and personally didn't work. So I kept using the old one, the Perfect Pool and Great Taff.
I've never
Yeah,
tried the
but-
Perfect Peel. I have to try that.
It's good, really good glue.
And yeah, that's what's cool, you know, because from all these companies that are bringing out tools, these are the guys who, you know, they're out there supporting those companies and buying their tools. So that's why I thought it was cool that you guys came on the show and told your story. So thank
Yeah,
you
it
guys
was cool.
for
Thank
Manny.
you, Manny. Thank you,
Come
Brian.
on.
Oh, bye, guys.
Thank you guys for coming on. I greatly appreciate it. When he said HDR, I was like, perfect. You know, next time we're gonna have to do a live one in his van.
Yeah,
No
seriously.
problem. Anytime.
I was almost thinking of having him do that, but he was just not sure how he was going to make that happen. So he was just like, you know what? I'm just going to play it safe. I'll come down to your shop and we'll do it from there. So I was like, yeah.
Even I'm sorry to interrupt. Even my wife, because I don't have a really nice background in the back on my pretty much is the living room where I had the computer. She surprised me with a really nice banner, and and she was like, she got kind of upset, but at the end she was happy too. And she was like, "Oh, so you're going with Manny?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, you know, I don't know how to use this stuff, and I don't want to look bad, you know. I don't want." And yeah, so she actually bought me a really nice banner
That's
with a character that I always put on my page.
yeah.
And yeah, I showed it to Paul earlier. They're like, "Damn, it was nice," but like I said, I'm really good with the computer stuff, so I just to be safe. I'm sorry. I just go drive with Manny.
Hey, it worked out. It worked
Yes.
out. It all worked out.
And-
Well,
and-
I'm excited to meet you, Hector. Paul, I'm ready to sit there and become your friend and get some free tools. So, thanks for coming on.
Thank
Manny,
you.
Thank you.
have a killer week.
Thank you, Ryan. You too.
No show next week. I'm taking a vacation.
Nice.
Enjoy.
There you go. Enjoy it.
So,
We'll be back the following week.
yes, sir.
Well, thank everyone who came on and supported the show and hanged out with us live. Thank you guys for your support. Hope you guys come back on our next show. Ryan, thank you. Have a great vacation. Enjoy your day tomorrow. And thank you, everyone, for watching.
You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching. Keep it real.
Thank you.
Wash your damn hands, and we'll see you in a week. See you
See
guys.
you.
Use gloves.
See you.
Right.
See you guys.